Oh, right. I also have to configure VBA because we changed this the other night.
For
Mm-hmm.
yes.
For Pokemon. So confirm, please. Thank you. Cancel. That should be good.
I like how you still have the setting on that
Yeah.
you're playing a Game Boy game. So
All right. We gotta book it.
oh, you got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm. Probably that. There we go. Wait, who has the chicken knife? Steel. No, this is stupid. I should put. I should put run on someone.
Yeah, not having Fleon seems like a good way to get owned by mind flayers.
Fleon.
Fleon, is that like an Eevee evolution?
That's got to be a Final Fantasy.
Oh,
All right. You had and will have not Flame Ring. This guy. There we go.
No, I guess that would be like Flevion.
Is Wizard's Hat okay? No, it is not. Latest TR it is. Okay, Mangosh, Assassin's Dagger. Alright. What the hell was that?
What is even happening?
I don't know.
Okay, well. But yeah, now that you've got the Fleon,
Yep. We're gonna get the hell out of here.
I think Fleon could be like a pharmaceutical.
Bot or spam, bot or spam! I hope you
Choose
gave him
one.
the full ban if that's the case. Yep. Necromancer.
So
Well, now is also a time to think about like absolutely anything else that I could
get for
obtain, like in the world.
yeah.
Go back
so
into the world.
right now the plan is the first encounter with X-Death, Neo X-Death, effectively ended with not having enough health.
That was pretty much it.
That was maybe not like the thing, but it was kind of the thing.
Man, what is with it tonight?
Oh,
Did I do something wrong in my in my title here? Has the title attracted spam bots?
you released the Scorpions.
Scorpion infestation.
Mm.
Yes.
But yeah, okay, so things we could acquire. Well, let me go ahead and take a look. There's the kind of the big thing that was mentioned mentioned a number of times, and you had an entire stream named after the famed Mimic.
Ugh.
But that
That doesn't
yeah.
sound terribly profitable. And besides, I'm gonna be gaining levels and thus MP. That's like having a gold hairpin.
MP is like yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also Phoenix is a full MP restore.
Yeah, it's almost a full MP drain. But you know.
That too. But yeah, let me pull up the lists. I definitely have lists available to me.
Okay, I cannot run from this particular enemy, so we want to avoid him in the first place. I'm gonna bother to save here. I think it would be a tragedy
Yeah.
to get this far.
Yeah, a couple consumables like Phoenix Downs.
Yeah, every Phoenix down costs me a death. So,
Well, like I guess allow me to search for a better source.
nah, I don't think there's gonna be a better
I
source of
don't-
elixirs than, like, Chris Drag.
Chris Drake is. I don't think I'll find anything better
But
than that.
yeah. I think I have, like, 8 elixirs anyway.
I think Phoenix Downs are the real issue. It's not
Mm,
It's not elixirs. Like, you have, not only do you have elixir, like, I want to say you have, like, not 10, but you have a number of elixirs, and you can just get them right outside of Exdeath anyway.
and 1 Phoenix down. Yeah, that's kind of hilarious. 3 elixirs. Okay, maybe I actually do need a little bit in that department. Chris Dragon Zoo.
The zoo.
Zoo.
Is that Bandersnatch?
Can't run past this man. He's too tough.
That's Bandercool. Okay. That's Exdeath Castle. That's not available. I don't think Exdeath Castle is available anymore, right?
There might be encounters from it just in the cleft, thanks to that mechanic.
Right. Rare drop from Druid. Rare drop from Doom Dealer. Man.
Well, if it's Druid, then I might be able to one-shot their encounter.
Yeah. Because that's kind of what it looks like, is like... Okay, so that's a bunch of bosses. Page 64, not happening. Dome Chimera.
I think I can encounter him too, but it's pretty dang rare. He would be like right out here. Yeah. Aha, Landcrawler. No, thank you.
Yeah, that doesn't... Is that...
Oh, right. Oh, time reverse.
Yeah.
I forgot. He went and put a bunch of stuff back. Okay. Yep, yep, yep.
So yeah, it doesn't look like there's any other better...
Okay. I'm gonna try fighting druids.
Okay. They have an angel ring for steel.
Wow, that might be worthwhile. Right. Like that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is farming druids could be good. Maybe you can leave Flea on here in case we get not the druid encounter right away, like that. There's a reset until druid.
All
That's
the druids.
still Ironback.
Let me check Ironback's. I don't think Ironback has.
I don't think they have anything special. I got a preemptive strike against Ironback. That's excellent.
Ironback.
I know that druids can be in this little cave.
Those are the two enemies that appear in this cave: are Ironback and Druid.
Or the one enemy, and it's Ironback. Okay. Can I one-shot Ironback with Sildra?
Let's hope.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so maybe you just do that because they're worth experience?
Yeah. Blammo!
Can you just go rest in the...
Yeah, in the sub.
Ooh,
So
okay, so
this is suddenly really good.
we just found the best place to do this then. Yeah, because this is good experience, possibility of Phoenix Downs. Yeah.
1 action per encounter, yeah. 3 druids! Yeah!
Yes, Druids. Movers give what, 100 AP?
100 AP.
And
like 50,000 heal.
All the money.
It might be 125, actually. I think it's something like 75 a head.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't really want to encounter them without... Actually, Bahamut might do it, if I have a couple people casting it.
on movers.
Yeah. But then again, there's like movers have nothing that I want.
Well, I was gonna say, what does they get you? Money is worthless.
Right. More worthless gold. This is definitely what I need. So, since I'm doing this for a while, I have time to reiterate. Oh, Phoenix now. Reiterate to the zoo. I'm sure that everyone who's joining me now is well abreast of what is going on, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. My name is Kaz, and Sly9 is on the horn here, and this is the Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta Race All Dares Run Consumed. So, what I'm doing here is, you can see the dare cards below me. Each one of these is something that I assigned as an extra challenge to participants in our little friendly race of the Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta last summer. And as promised, I am going through the game with all of them, all at the same time, but with classes of my choosing to make the run at all possible, really. And
yeah, I'm
like, there's just way too many classes would not have equipment or any like spells. Like, what if I rolled into like Berserker Black Mage and it's like, okay,
Flare. You
have Flare and Toad.
You have Flare if you can get it.
Yeah. Flare for those who can get it. The question of Angel Ring is not really whether an Angel Ring would be helpful, but whether there's another piece of equipment that I have on right now that it would be more helpful than.
Because right now your three pieces are you have the knuckles, right? You have
I have Kaiser Nux,
the shoes,
speed shoes, and
a flame ring.
Something, yeah.
Probably a flame ring.
A diamond armlet right now because she has flame shield. So actually, Angel Ring is starting to sound like a pretty big upgrade.
Yeah, because the diamond armlet is just prevent. I guess that's lightning protection on top of the. I guess that's like a lot of elemental protection.
Yeah, diamond armlet for like lightning, but didn't. I'm going to be auto-killing the part that can even do any lightning ever.
I was gonna say you're not going to get hit by any lightning damage, so
yeah.
Okay,
I don't think.
yeah.
No. I don't think Angel Ring is flat better than Flame Ring. You can't say that. It's better than Flame Ring. Maybe in that fight, but not as a flat statement. So anyway, I guess that is something worth chasing. So how am I going to incorporate that into my plan here?
Can you? Maybe you could move the shoe. No, you can't move the shoes on Elena. That's illegal.
Yeah, not on Elena.
That's illegal.
But I can change who the thief is. Okay, let's presume that that's what I'm doing. I'm going to change who the thief is. Lena cannot become the summoner. I'm going to have to rest up a bit in a second anyway, changing up all my equipment.
Yeah. So, basically you want the ability to go steal summon without interruption.
Right, which I think if I give the summoner agility will happen. So let's make you the thief. Who else is Master Thief, actually? Maybe you get to be the summoner still, and someone else gets the shoes. That could make sense. Okay, so yeah, you become a Dragoon now. Right, Blue Mage. Yes. I think your ability doesn't matter. So I'm going to put it at HP 30%. You have to wear the Bone Mail. Go ahead and put on Thief Knife. That'll be fine for now. You're going to be the thief. Yes. With... probably doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and put Call on here. Sure. Again, your equipment also doesn't matter except for the shoes, which... currently Dares is wearing. Your other equipment is probably not going to matter. I'm going to give you power armlet so that your equip weight goes from 5 to 4, which I think puts you in a different tier.
My immediate memory is saying that every 8 is the tier on that. But I don't know what the starting point is.
Right. Oh. Wait. Do I want Thief's Gloves or Hermes Sandals? I should be able to get off both. Let's...
what if you don't use the sandals? Is that
right?
Like...
That could be fine, actually. So, like, Thief Glove here. Sure.
Because if you use the sandals, you'll immediately go first, and that's gonna... Well, I guess you could just go first and pass the turn.
Nah, let's see how this goes. Oh, wait. Yeah, you still have Flee, Air Knife, so we can still back out. Yeah. All right. Let's see how this goes. Because I think that Kara is going to naturally outspeed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how that usually.
Stole Angel Ring.
All right,
we're done.
All right. Well, that was
easy every time.
Look, when you put this much planning into the plan, it just works.
Yep. Let's Octo Breath, I guess. I forgot to put agility on my summoner even.
Oh.
But sure.
Cool.
Cool.
I would go save.
Yeah, let's do that as soon as possible.
Yeah. Just there's always the disco.
There is disco danger.
Yeah, the disco danger is always with us.
The steel formula is 100% for whatever you want, basically. All right, let's put.
I love how that's worked. What, like 6 times like that?
Okay, Hermes Sandals back on you. I'm gonna go ahead and put everyone back to what they were doing. You were a thief with I don't even remember what. Blue, maybe.
Probably blue. Like, I think everybody had blue.
It's kind of generically useful, but in the last fight, what do I actually want her to have? No, that's kind of the loadout that I have to think about now.
Right. So you got the summoner with the shoes. Gotta have those shoes.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a thought. Is an Aegis shield an upgrade?
It would probably be an upgrade to Fire Shield.
Okay, because...
What, I'm gonna go beat up a shield dragon?
Well, no, it's a steal from Gorgamera.
Gorgamera?
It is one of the Rift enemies that basically only appears on the last floor of the Rift.
Huh. Gorgamera. Why don't I remember that?
Probably because you rarely encounter enemies on that floor. It usually appears in a fight with it's like that, and it starts with a B. What the heck's the
Belphegor?
Oh, Belphegor.
Hmm.
Like, that's usually that's the encounter I remember it in, is those two. All right. So you just get 10 of these fights, and then okay. Well, good.
I guess I'm not murdering scorpions this time around.
No, we've released them from their.
We've released the scorpions. The next question is, what's my target level?
I would actually say your target might be more Phoenix Downs, like a number of those, because
time to 10 Phoenix Downs.
Something like that, like 5 or 10, like, because you've got Phoenix, but you only have one person that can use it, so you need the ability to pick up the person with Phoenix, you know? Man. I am really happy that people have begun to be able to see the Magfest Hearthstone Arena.
That was quite a thing. Search 1 hour and 30 minutes in for perhaps the highlight moment. We found it earlier today. Rosella was looking back at it, and she's like, wait, where's the part where our opponent scoops to Ancient Watcher damage? Where is that?
That one and the Sneeds are my two. Those are my...
Oh no! I lost my mind. Sneed's old shredder.
Yep. But yeah,
what a thing.
I put up a video from Magfest for those who haven't seen it. It's it was a lot of fun. Even if you know about the best moments, they're really enjoyable when they happen.
Ooh, I got a tent.
Oh yeah.
More tents. What? Oh, MP cost 31. Whoops.
Oh.
Flee.
Wow, you are 1 MP off.
Clearly, I need more levels.
If only you had slightly more levels.
Man. Yeah, Kavanaugh can call Sneed's old shredder popping out of Sneed's old shredder. I can call our opponent having Wind Fury, using it on their man, and kicking our butts with it.
It's like, well, if we make this play, we're dead to like 6 secret damage. I don't know. Like if we go this way, we're dead to like 8. Okay, well that's nice. What if they had 22? Oh. 600 types of dead.
Oh, whoops. Oh man, I've done something pretty dang horrible.
Oh.
I messed up. I'm being rushed.
Okay.
Hold on. I cast Titan instead of Sildra there.
Oh right, because when you were looking at MP cost, you flipped.
What a difference an action makes. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this will be like your team already has like over 1,700 health, so that's nice. We just need to find the Phoenix Downs from these druids. It's really
more health and more MP too is gonna go a long way. And now I get to think for a long time about what I really want Lena to have in that fight, because Blue Magic gets me Air 3 and other things. I think it's just Air 3, frankly.
To be quite honest, without the ability to like White Wind Mighty Guard and against Neo Exdeath, it's basically Air 3, which means so. Is that more effective than like Mug Knife, or would you actually want to put Summon on?
Maybe it's Summon. Maybe I do want Summon on her, except
well, you're in
I can't get her. I can't make her a summoner because she has to have the bone mail.
You could. Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah, she's mastered everything else.
Oh
so,
crap!
And she's level 0 in summoner.
Crap.
Yeah. So I really screwed the pooch on that one.
That's ruinous.
15 hours ago.
Wow. Didn't think a decision from 15 hours ago could just I guess it is blue then, right? Like, because I think Air 3 mass target is more damage than the Chicken Knife.
Right. Chicken Mug.
Yeah. Like, Chicken Mug's good, but it's every other turn. Oh, actually, Chicken Mug might be fine because you're going to be, like, mug attack, like that. I guess you're still gonna have the Chicken Knife happen on, who knew that this was secretly a natural run? Yeah.
I mean, she can also use items.
That's probably going
So
to be
that's
your
something.
Because, like, what was Air 3? Like 1,000?
Yeah. Like my one worry with using Mug as the plan is that then I cannot stick her in the back row. So like Vacuum Wave suddenly can take her out because she's lacking equipment.
And she can't get back up because she's on the
Right.
boat. No.
And
Okay.
she's a skeleton. So no, let's call it. Let's call her my worst blue mage, and like exploit what MP pool she has for that.
Okay, so your other...
We kind of always knew that the skeleton would be a non-contributor, right? I mean,
Yeah. Well, how about this? I mean, she can use the magic lamp the first time. Well, she can't block with a... Oh, yeah, she's going to die to Olmga no matter what. She takes 3,200.
right.
So, like, it doesn't matter how much we level up here. That's not a possible...
Well, I mean,
So
we could level up a lot.
Because, like, that is a lot of levels.
Yeah. I guess I could make her blue mage and something
That
like
would- I mean-
Cryo Thief, but
I kind of don't like that because that actually gives up your shield. You know, like,
yeah.
I guess you're really hoping that Aegis shield, like, does the block. Hmm. Okay, well, your summoner or your blue mage has a like it's like blue and call, right? Is that the setup?
Yeah, I could have blue and summon instead so that I can get more targeted Phoenices, but I'm also going to run out of MP. Like that's kind of why I wanted call to be part of the plan.
right. I guess is summon on Ferris better than blue?
That's a good question.
Because it's the quicker way to flush MP to damage, you know.
Right. Having another person who can use Phoenix at all is pretty good.
Right. That would also like avoid the need for a lot of Phoenix downs, because the only time you would ever need a Phoenix down is if both Phoenix users were down. That's why they call it the Phoenix down. See?
Only now, 24 hours in, do we discover the reason. So what you're saying is, yeah, let's make you a summoner. Sure. Don't really care what you have here. Blue, I guess. Let's worry about your equipment in a minute. So you're going to become the monk. That is dancer.
Mm-hmm.
That's monk.
You are drawn to the dancer, I see. That's a good monk outfit too.
It's pretty decent. Okay. Not that that really matters, but... Yeah, I guess the other thing about turning Ferris into... or putting Ferris... giving Ferris summon in the last fight when she's my monk...
Mm-hmm.
is that summoners have the higher base magic score even
Yeah.
than blue mage. Than any class, actually. They're the top.
They are number one.
So, oh well. I don't know if that's true if you count the bonus classes, but I don't. It still might be true. It's disgusting.
I think Necromancer might actually have the higher magic. I say that and having never used that class.
Man, one of these days.
Yeah.
One of these days. Okay, we're up to one more Phoenix down.
Okay.
3.
We have gained 50%.
Okay, Oracle has better magic. There we go.
Oracle. Oh,
Oracle.
hell, I forgot. Gonna be honest.
What even are they?
Yeah, I don't even know what an Oracle does. I don't know what. I know that. All I know is that Cannoneer can still do the break Exdeath script thing, so it must be like a chemist.
Mm.
And I think Necromancer is like a weird blue mage. And then there's Oracle, which does. And then. Question marks for. I don't even. What's the fourth one?
Gladiator?
Gladiator.
His gimmick is like, I can use weapons.
I see.
Yeah. Man. Now I'm thinking about how good Necromancer is in Fire Emblem 8 Sacred Stones.
Oh, jeez.
So good. I love reading the game facts pages for Fire Emblem 8 because they're so wrong.
How so?
Well, it might have just been the one that I did read.
Okay.
And that was all like, when you're turning, because you have super recruits in that game. They get to like, if you get them to level 10, then they get to level up into one of 2 base classes, and then so they get more total levels throughout the entire game and like thus better stats. And all 3 super recruits are kind of great.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's Ross, Amelia, and Magic Kid. Crap. I can't remember the name of Magic Kid. He's insufferable, though. It's like Linus or something. No, Linus was the monk.
Ewan? No.
Ooh. It might be Ewan. Ewan sounds right, yeah.
You said insufferable, and I was like, that was the name that came to mind. So maybe it was Ewan.
No, that's...
Oh,
oh, Gnome. Yes, I did get an angel ring. I stole from one druid.
One druid.
And now I have an angel ring. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, in Fire Emblem 8, when you make him a dark mage, which he's the only dark mage that you can have.
Yep.
I think in any... Well, no, you get Canis in Fire Emblem 7, so I shouldn't say in any, but anyway.
You also, I want to say like the GameCube / Wii one had a dark mage too, but
yeah, I don't remember one on the GameCube.
No, maybe not the GameCube one, but
anyway, like dark magic was different in that because like in Fire Emblems 7 and 8, magic had the same triangle kind of thing going on. In Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Path of
Radiance.
In Path of Radiance, ooh, another Phoenix sound, sweet.
All right.
In Path of Radiance, you had the classic, like, repaired magic triangle, which had all 3 anima damage types formed a triangle, and then light beat all of those, and then dark beat light and all of those.
Yes.
So dark magic was just kind of great.
Yep, basically.
It was something for boss monsters to have against you. And that's the purpose that it served. Though, okay, getting back to talking about Necromancer in Fire Emblem 8, the GameFAQs entry that I used heavily in my playthrough of Fire Emblem 8 that got onto the on the Something Awful forums when I did this like split playthrough of like a split screenshot LP and stream of the thing, which was a lot of fun to do. So I got to put extra jokes in the screenshot part of it, so that was really good. The GameFAQs entry that I used for that one was super into Druid because of the stats, and it's like if you're a summoner, you're just throwing away all these stats. And I'm like, okay, look. One, mostly those stats are like random level up things, which, like, on average, it's going to be better, I guess, for this other guy than your guy. Look what you get in the meantime. Because Necromancer, Summoner, I think it's just Summoner in that game, lets you create disposable men. The disposable man gets to act right away. So you can even, like, use your turn, throw a disposable man at the enemy, and then he dies because he's flimsy. And then you can make a new disposable man on that turn and also attack with him.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
And they're like, no, you're throwing away experience. You're throwing away experience because the experience... In this game, you can grind. You can literally go to the tower or whatever and fight however many battles you want. You never need to worry about throwing away experience again.
Yeah. I mean, if this were 7, like, that would be a valid thing, but it's not. Oh, also, the reason there is a dark magic user I can think of in the Wii one, but you can't use them until a second playthrough.
Huh.
So.
Yeah, I've never played the one on the Wii.
Okay.
Frankly, I think that Path of Radiance is about my limit for complexity of Fire Emblem. Because there were a lot of features in that game. And
yes.
Like, some of them were like small quality of life improvements, but others were just like, here's tons of gold. Make a perfect weapon. Okay. Now throw all of this bonus experience into a person who could never ever get a kill on their own.
Yep.
Sure.
So, bonus experience also had its own gimmick too. If you leveled on bonus experience, you always got 3. Bleep, bleep, bleep. You got 3 of them, and you always got 3 points. So
I think that's how the Wii worked.
On the did that not work on the GameCube?
No, in the GameCube, it was even better than that / worse,
so?
Because it was a regular level, but you could save before using your bonus experience, reset when it wasn't to your liking, and then do it again. And it was pretty painless, frankly, as far as like RNG manipulation goes.
Yeah, see, like with because the way I remember it on the Wii was just using it on, because like you'd have characters who had maxed stats, and you'd be like, well, like their growth on whatever, on their other stats is just garbage. So if I level them normally, they're never going to get stats. But wait, guaranteed 3 points. Now I actually have speed when I shouldn't, you know. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I guess, like, I played through Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn over the course of 3 weeks, back to back, without like a break. So they blend together in my head.
That's quite all right. I've effectively played through Path of Radiance 3 times. So. Oh man, ROM hack banner song.
How many games are in your ROM hack list at this point now?
Oh geez, I have to ROM hack Dark Souls 2 to include the head of that guy as a wieldable item who is a tattle system.
And like also giving you like quite dubious advice.
Yeah. I would essentially be putting Gnome in 2. Whoa! Oh no! That was 2 Phoenix Downs. I'm up to 9.
Oh, we're almost to the goal.
Oh no! I didn't gain enough levels.
Oh.
But yeah, putting Gnome into the game in head form.
Yep, putting Gnome's head into the game. More into the game.
Yeah. There's, I guess, Castlevania 3, because I love ROM hacking that game. And now Fire Emblem. I've kind of wanted to ROM hack a Fire Emblem for a while. And I looked into some tools, but they were kind of not what I needed for that.
I think as long as you keep in mind that Final Fantasy Tactics ROM hack, you'll be fine. Just keep that in mind as an example.
Remember your mantra.
Yeah.
The Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't even know. It was something or another 1.3. Like, okay. That was... The designer used, like, proof by induction for gauging player ability.
The player has now unlocked this class, therefore they have mastered this class.
Right, therefore they have immediately mastered it with no effort, and also they have, like, all of the items, like, all of the items that could possibly drop from the enemies who are available in this area. Oh, man. It's the kind of thing that makes me want to, like, slap someone across the head and teach them what probability is about. It's like, okay, look. You can't just set all these things to 100. Don't force your player to flip coins until they come up with heads 16 times in a row. That's not good.
Difficulty curves have a reason.
Yes, it's possible. It is absolutely real and possible. That's what coins are all about. Anyway, I don't even remember what that is named because and don't say it. Don't post it in the zoo or oh crap, that's 10.
I guess we're done.
Guess we're done.
Okay.
Off we go.
That was the number we said. So
I can't fight druids anymore.
You've stolen their Phoenix Downs.
I have read the bones. I still actually want more levels though. But now I get to think about where I'm gonna get them. Ooh, also I need to actually get summon.
You could continue to fight more
it.
druids.
I have summon. Okay.
Like, you could always fight more druids, but with a different goal in mind. As long as we're not looking at the Phoenix Down counter anymore.
Yeah.
That's
I honestly think that stealing from Chris Drag won't be all that bad.
How many do we need, really?
Yeah, and I can turn tents into more. I guess that's something. I want to try fighting some dragons. Old dragons.
The Lithos.
The Istri Lithos. That is a frost buell. Okay.
But yeah, I've yet to actually play any like Fire Emblems past Path of Radiance. I own Awakening. I've just really never played it. I don't know. As you said, complexity. There's a lot more of it going on.
Yeah. Honestly, what it meant was that Fire Emblem started getting away from being the thing that I liked about Fire Emblem, which was this really meaty, difficult, like, teeth-grinding decision engine where you're like, every choice is wrong, how do I optimize my chances? And also, having these tiny little guys move around the screen and hit each other, I loved that.
That's why I liked playing Advanced Wars so much.
Tiny men hitting each other.
It's
gonna be all frost bowls around here.
Yeah, you'd have your like little tiny infantry walk over to the other little tiny infantry. They'd fire their guns. Two or three of their tiny men would fly away. They just fly away, and then they shoot back, and one of yours would fly away. And these little tiny men. It's great.
Okay, so if we're talking about like super bosses or whatever, I'm actually gonna like cheat and find my way to an Istria Lithos.
Super bosses.
I used to make StarCraft and Warcraft 3 maps. I did this a lot. Like, the reason I got StarCraft in the first place was because I wanted to make custom maps for it. And one custom my favorite custom maps were the ones where they were designed to have like multiple players in them. So you like make it intentionally for like 2 or 4, however many players. And you know, maybe it's I liked them when they were regular brawls but with alternate conditions to them. So let's see if I can one-shot Istri Lithos with Soldra. I can. 2,500 experience from that, and a Dragon Fang.
But more difficult to encounter.
They're a little more difficult to encounter. So... Right. The StarCraft map.
Yes.
So one that I made one time was a 4-player, like, free-for-all map with a special victory condition. The players were allowed to ally with each other freely. So if they wanted, they could just all band together and do the victory condition, and that was up to them. But the central area had a special item in it that was, like, if you get this item, it was a flag, you know, capture the flag, get this item to the place, then... and hold it for a while, then you win. The wrinkle was that there was a custom Marine who I named Sponzor. And Sponzor was worse than a regular Marine.
Oh.
He had less health. He did 2 damage instead of 6. All of the... I had changed the map so that all of the worker units had very low health. So they would immediately die to most anything, even Sponzor. So you couldn't just like run up, grab the thing from him, and then bug out. He would shoot him.
Okay.
And every time you killed Sponzor, the map made 2 more.
Ooh.
Yes. So... on its face, this sounds like kind of dumb as a challenge, but what really impressed me and what I loved about it was that every time I had people play it, they would find a new solution with all of the available stuff in StarCraft for how to deal with an enemy that did this. Even like especially after in some cases, someone like got wily and decided to start killing Sponzor to make more Sponzors happen because they didn't want the map to end that way.
Yep.
It was so...
They found, like...
heartwarming. They found plenty of solutions to my dumb boss that I had designed no, like, purposeful solution for.
That's cool.
I loved it. I loved watching Sponzor get killed again and again.
I
also loved watching him overfill the map.
I was gonna say, that seems like at some point there's just gonna be an amount.
Yep.
A number of Sponzors.
Now, because of the way StarCraft triggers worked, it wouldn't actually just get permanently out of control. For instance, if you defeated more than one with the same attack, it would only spawn 2.
Right.
So if 5 died to the same attack, it would only spawn 2 in place of those 5. And you could use this method to winnow their numbers.
Siege tanks.
Yeah. So, like, siege tanks and lurkers were okay. Honestly, even if you just had enough zealots in special places, then yeah, you could time it well.
See,
Violette with Soldra.
Like when I picked up StarCraft and Brood War, I want to say 95% of my time with the game after playing through the campaign was just playing use map settings games like that. That was my jam for years. I never really got into designing them, but I love the hell out of playing things like that.
Let's see, 900 experience for Desert Pede. What was I getting from the other encounters?
I don't know what druids were giving you. What were druids giving you?
let's find out.
But no, I completely understand liking the having the open-ended question and seeing what answer comes out when you don't have when it's not like I intended one solution.
Right. I absolutely hate like bosses or platformer levels or whatever where it's like, here's the game mechanics. Okay, now you have to do this sequence in the sequence of actions with this timing, or else you don't get to win. And like the joy, such as it is in figuring out what that's. Druids are edging him out. I think I should do druids.
I think not only do druids edge them out, but druids have the full heal sitting right there. So if we're talking speed, even if they were slightly below.
So we're done. Yeah, the one solution thing is fine if we're talking about like a crossword puzzle. Like, okay, cool. But this is a fundamentally different kind of thing. Turning like Super Mario Brothers into a crossword puzzle sounds horrible. Actually, that sounds kind of neat, and I'd love to see that out of Mario Maker, but maybe that for another time.
That would be very unique.
It would be quite something.
Just think of the fights in this game. There are a lot of them. How many solutions do we have to, like the crystals? We do have one solution we favor, but we have a number of them. How many solutions do we have to a number of the fights that are like, you should probably go about this way? But no, there's actually like a lot of ways to do it because you have a lot of tools at your disposal. Whereas, like, if you compare it to, you were with V Prisoner in Final Fantasy III, where there were just certain fights where it was
like, okay, you got the class, now use this class, or else.
Yeah. Look, your party needs to be 4 Dragoons here, okay? Like, you're not getting around this without 4 Dragoons, or, you're not getting around this without a mage with a specific spell. Yeah, I think that might be it more, is what Shabadoo says about is if you're honest about it being a single solution puzzle, then like that's a lot better about it if you're just not trying to disguise that fact.
Honest communication is good. Honestly, this is the difference between me and most people, I think. Which is what's it called? I can't even remember. Donkey Kong. Like, I ultimately had to give up Donkey Kong Country games because they were too much puzzle and like rhythm game, basically. Like Pokemon. Donkey Konga is perhaps the most honest expression of a Donkey Kong game because, like, for their entire tenure, the Donkey Kong Country anyway, they've been about setting up this sequence of button presses and making you do them in order. And like more and more, the levels started to do just that until I realized just how... It didn't strike me until I was playing Donkey Kong 2, and I got one of my brothers to play with me. Okay? Because there's a way for 2 players to play.
Yep, that was part of the game.
My brother kept pressing a button, and like this level had been really easy. I had breezed through it. There were like bees and brambles all over the place, but whatever. Yeah, so I remembered getting through it like immediately. And I'm like, what is going on? Why can't it's suddenly with my brother that the level seemed impossible, and it's because he was hitting buttons. Like he was deviating, by his actions deviating both of us from the path, the one sequence that would get you through this level no problem.
So all of a sudden, now that you were off the sequence, you saw it. Like you didn't notice how it pathed before that point, at least actively. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. That experience soured me on Donkey Kong Country games forever, and I've never really looked at them the same way again.
Yeah, that was never a series I was I don't know, it's one of those like blind spots.
Right. I had played 1 and 2 a lot.
Okay.
So that's that's basically it. There was nothing else that looked like that back then, you know?
Right.
It was like Rareware and everything was like this pre-rendered 3D models into sprites. It looked so good. And it had monkeys and animals, and it had a decent soundtrack and shiny gold in it. And pirates. Pirates are fun.
Kind of fun enemies and things. Yeah,
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. They were amazing looking, especially on the Super Nintendo of all things.
Like they're very unique in that style.
Yeah, that was sort of a Rareware thing. Like it was that and Killer Instinct that looked like anything. Oh, whoops!
Oh, are we?
I overcharged my account.
Uh oh. What's the goal, by the way? Here, what's your
Level goal.
what's your level goal?
Kind of want people to have 2,000 health.
Okay, then there you go.
As a goal. Let's see. Then, I mean, sky's the limit. Every level that I get on Monk is damage, like straight up.
Right.
Just. I'm actually pretty close to my stated goal right now. Maybe I need to set the bar high.
45. Wow, I didn't realize how close you were to the goal. You need a level on Summoner and then you're good.
I didn't realize because I hadn't rested since like doing this
2
for
level.
a while.
Oh no! Druids are level 44. We bypassed the Goblin Punch.
Yep. We did it.
Well, we're
tonight I am drinking leftover wine cube. This is there it is.
I believe that's the middle of the 3, the pink one.
It is the pink one. It is too sweet for my taste. It's still fine, you know.
Yeah.
Like none of the ones that we get are frankly bad, just because of the like brand, I guess, that we get of that.
Right.
Which literally says wine cube on the outside, which is what drew us to it in the first place.
Wine cube.
Powerful branding.
I like that one. I'm not sure if I like that one more than I forgot what the red one was they had this year, but
that was just called like Vintner's Red or something.
Yeah.
It was a blend, I think. It was like blended red wine. Okay. I'm getting confirmation on that from the Greek chorus.
All right, the confirmation. Good.
I'm waiting.
Sildra really doesn't like druids.
Sildra gets to live on through druid murder.
Yeah, like how many druids must die?
Reading that one book for any length of time has made me want to destroy all druids forever. I will break your moon bones.
You can't use stones and bones to mark the moon time now.
Mark Moon, mark this! The moon has foretold your death! Whoops. No.
Was that the same or a different book than the being able to pay $25 to...
I think that was different.
Okay. I thought that was different.
I truly and honestly hope that was a different book.
Okay.
Okay, what are we doing here? 45, 1959.
Heck. Your monk is at 2,900 health.
Yeah.
No, never mind. Dang. I was gonna say, like, if you get your monk to, like, 33, that'd be enough for Lena to live through... like, Almgeist.
I'll make her the monk.
But then you don't get Kaiser Knocks.
Right. Or, like, any damage from anything.
Right, like, basically she gets, like, blue and punching and just becomes this null. So that maybe isn't actually useful.
I'm starting to think that... Wait. Nope, never mind. We already made that decision.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, I'm starting to think I want Summoner on Ferris for the final fight. And I'm like,
Yes.
Genius. That was our conclusion some, like, 25 minutes ago.
Some minutes we did it. We have come to that place.
I am so happy about some minutes. What?
Same?
What gave us some minutes?
Please wait some
Please
minutes.
Wait some minutes. That was a magic thing?
I have to remember what was the context on that. That was...
Did Chandelar say that?
No.
Chandelar was like, you have 3 days.
Yeah, Chandelar was, you have 3 days. Okay. My head is filing through old things, trying to find please wait some minute. Because I remember that was the context.
Mm-hmm. Please wait some minutes. You don't suppose it was something like Zerbius? Like back when we were exploring just old crap from our pasts. Like, you know, this will take some minutes to install. You know what, Torlanus? I also still enjoy he couldn't have 21 fireballs.
No, it wasn't like the please wait some minutes had some context that at the moment eludes me, but I'm certain it will just come to my head in like...
It had to be something that we were installing or, like, logging into.
Like, I swear it was some sort of magic thing, but I actually, like... I don't...
Okay, how many magic things are there, really?
Right, like, that's the thing, like... No, context is everything.
So I guess we'll just have to, like, go back and watch all of our videos.
Everything.
Everything we've ever put up.
I will find it because that's one of the things my memory of those sorts of things is something I pride myself on. The remembering useless
encyclopedia
etymology
of useless etymologies and facts.
Right. It's true. That is the difference between us, and that's perfect.
I mean, we all have to have some difference.
Mm-hmm.
Or else we would reform into the ultimate end boss.
Right, we would become that wizard. We would become that wizard again.
We're like Dorman that way.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can feel a tiny man crawling up my back, searching for my magical weak spot as we speak. It's kind of a problem. Huh.
Yeah,
What if it... Oh, okay, hold on. What if it was a website for the purchase of magic cards where we had to wait for a transaction to take place? What if it was interacting with a magic trade bot?
What if it was a magic trade bot?
A magic trade bot who said, please wait some minutes. I'm looking through your collection. I think that's it.
Maybe that's why I'm thinking.
I swear to, and then we would have had... No, it would have been like every bot in the same ring, which is why we saw the message multiple times.
Okay, I'm certain that all of the bots say, please wait. So, like, I'm certain that there are bots that just say, please wait some minutes.
That's gotta be it. I think... No, it wasn't when we bought Judge. This was way long ago.
No, please wait some minutes is like years old.
God, I think that's it. That satisfies all of my memory conditions, like vaguely to deal with magic, waiting for a stupid online thing that was programmed by someone who probably doesn't have English as a native language. And also, like, no, that's the perfect storm because, you know, they're not interested in programming their bot to speak with correct grammar or whatever. Because then they'd have to make a case for, like, you know, 1 minute, 0 minutes, whatever. And that would be extra code. Cram up the bot.
So you just say, please wait some minutes.
It covers all cases. your vendor bot now has a good question.
Rather than saying,
pops out.
Which I guess is better than just saying, please wait 1 minute.
Right, 1 minute. Right, and they can't know in advance how long it'll take to scan through somebody's collection, because it might be huge. Their buy list might change. Now, I'm liking this theory of mine more and more.
I don't know if it's fact, but it's truth.
That is very much the case. Oh, man. I guess we're stuck on 45 for a while.
Yeah. Even with how quick this is on the druids, you know, you'll get there. You're getting MP.
That's a pretty big thing too.
What's the actual cost in Bahamut? Like 60 something? 66?
It might just be 60 flat. Let's take a look.
60 flat?
66 is correct.
Okay.
Phoenix is 99. Oh man, I figured out a card that you need to put in your cube.
Oh?
Yes, Booster Tutor.
Yeah, that is the one uncard I've wanted to have in there for a while.
All right, someone hand me 15 cards that no one has seen in this queue.
Yep. Because I think that is one that if I do end up in possession of a copy, I will add it in there. It's just unreliable enough to be great.
That's good. I keep wiggling because the seat that I am sitting in is very smooth, and my butt, owing to my pants, is also kind of slick. So I keep like sliding.
Wiggle, wiggle.
So I have to straighten up every couple of seconds.
Probably, but to me, there's no difference in adding like a conspiracy than adding a uncard into the cube. Like they're both. I haven't added any conspiracies to the cube. Like I've considered it.
Yeah, as soon as you do, it kind of makes the entire thing about them.
Right, like it's because you know once I add the once I add in like the one that's like well you can you know you can forego with this card picked you can turn it face down to pick the whole pack, you know, that sort of thing. There's like there's none of them that are unique enough. The only one I think I really considered was there's a conspiracy that is it's the Cube of Commitment.
Aha!
But it gives you perfect mana.
Man.
It gives you your lands tap for 1 mana of any color. This ability only functions if your sideboard has 0 cards. You know, like if you're playing every card you picked. I don't remember the exact wording on it, but
that sounds pretty close. No, I'm gonna say no to that only because it would mean making Rosella play Magic.
Right.
That's a non-starter.
Still, I like the sentence.
This is pretty good. I have to start working on my regalia for that event.
Mmm. That'll be a very great event.
Well, I arguably got my summoner over 2,000.
2066 in the year 2066.
How okay are you guys with animal bones? I think I have a year to ask myself that question.
True.
Okay. I think that the real world is calling to me, so I'm going to try to gain 1 more level.
Okay.
Let's see. I think Ferris is lagging the most behind. For next level, 27,000.
27,000 is something like 3 full waves of Sildra. Like, you know, 3 full heals.
Right.
If I start adding unhinged cards to the cube, do I just start adding? Do I just leave it at Booster Tutor, or just like start adding other silly ones?
I think Booster Tutor is a worthy singleton to include. I can't immediately think of any that.
There's some powerful ones, like I could see Rare Begone being a power, you know, like that sort of thing.
Man.
Yeah.
Rare Begone.
Rare Begone would be.
I like the idea of ass whooping.
Right, though, as worded, it fails.
Wait, really?
Ass whooping says destroy target silver board permanent that you can see from where you're sitting to prevent you from destroying lands.
I see.
And also to prevent you from trying to intrude on, like, games between unhinged players. Ambiguity or, crap. What's the other blue enchantment that just is like...
Bureaucracy?
Bureaucracy, yeah. The problem is, again, I don't think those cards play well. They just are incredibly... They're funny jokes.
Yeah.
They have the good joke. I don't know. As a whole, I'm still happy with where the cube is at, so I don't think it needs bigger changes, but Booster Tutor would be a good one. Right.
Oh, there are plenty of counters. I want to say there are plenty of counters thrown around. Planeswalkers, at least. You have tons of Planeswalkers in that thing. I felt like I picked up every Planeswalker, and then everyone I fought also had every Planeswalker. It was kind of absurd.
They're very... That might be... Like, at this point, it might be a little overdone. One of the early rules I had with the cube when I put it together, God, 4 years ago at this point, was... I wanted to include every Planeswalker, and this was back in Zendikar the first time around. Like near, not maybe not there, but like maybe like Rise. Like, you know, I wanted to, as a rule, include every planeswalker possible. And that's gotten harder and harder to keep realistic as...
Right, then they've started including... They've started putting a lot of walkers, and also some of them are kind of marginal. I'm looking at you, Nissa Ravane.
Yeah. Nissa Ravane was the first one I had to disinclude because I couldn't come up with a good rule for including Nissa's Chosen that I liked. And then I also disincluded I disincluded Jace Memory Adept for power level reasons.
Man. I recently mailed Jace Memory Adept to someone.
Ooh.
Along with like 400 other cards.
I hope they enjoy their prizes.
Yeah.
Those were still really good games, though. Those were...
Man. I had so many good games.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Bob! One card.
I reveal the one black card in my deck. Take 3. My favorite part of that story is that Kavanaugh had no real reason to allow it to come down to a coin flip.
Right.
He chose to for thrill reasons. It's like, yeah. I could have played, what's her face? Elesh Norn.
Mm-hmm.
He just crushed me.
I got to have very silly games against Kavanaugh where like he hit me with Sword of Body and Mind, and I respond back by playing Core Haven to block the sword and then treasure cruising. It's just like, thanks for putting 10 cards in my yard, Delve.
Man.
Yeah. But yeah, like, but thinking about like the number of planeswalkers in there is still very high because I do try to include all the newer ones as they come out. If they're like at all playable, like they aren't named Tibalt or you know, that sort of thing. Which makes, I think, is making it
They worked really hard to make everyone collectively forget that Tibalt the Fiend Blooded was a card.
Mm-hmm.
They've done a pretty good job. Like, we have not heard hide nor hair out of that stylish devil.
Right. They had a dual deck that was Tibalt. front and center. Like, they believed
Sorin versus Tibalt.
They thought that Tibalt was going to be good enough that people would enjoy Tibalt. Like, yeah, this card's going to be great.
People are going to enjoy Tibalt the Fiend Blooded.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have one. I've kept him because he is terrible.
You don't want to curse anybody else?
Well, he's proof to me that Magic is a wrong game, and I'm going. I will turn it into a locket and wear it with me at all times. Tibalt. No, you bought the Tibalt dual deck because it had a foil Sorin in it. Like, that was...
Yeah, I kind of hope that Tibalt gets a card that doesn't suck just because, you know, again, Tibalt was like a pretty cool looking character with a terrible card.
And really, I mean, for us, he's a blank slate, which makes him automatically better than every Planeswalker.
See, it's kind of hilarious how, like, my opinion on a lot of walkers is, like, oh, you know, like Tamiyo. We've seen Tamiyo all of once, know one character trait about Tamiyo, and that instantly makes Tamiyo part of, like, maybe, like, top 5. Like, Kiora was like that for a long time, too, and I still hold that Kiora's great. But it's like, okay, well, now she has screen time. It's like, oh no, gave her screen time.
Yep.
The curse of screen time.
There's magic characters start opening their mouths, and all of a sudden...
Mm-hmm. Just keep everybody enigmas like Ashiok and it'll be fine.
Ashiok even kind of looks like Q from Street Fighter 3. Like, the man whose existence is a mystery. Win or lose, he just says, question mark? He has no fighting style.
Q.
I hope you like seeing this lizard, because that's going to be a lot of this stream, even after I make the cut.
True. This is a, look. Monk held together the early game. Thief has been integral to a lot, basically the whole game. Like, okay, so Thief's been overall. Monk was like the first third. Blue Mage was like, you got level 5 death and what became a linchpin. Now it's time for Summoner to finally be the class.
So it's not so much a 4-job fiesta as a 4-era fiat.
Maybe like
Whoa.
a relay race, perhaps?
The game is trying to tell me that I'm done.
What?
I'm gonna let that one sink in.
Yeah, I think the game is. I think the game has given the signal. It's
It's like, okay, Kaz, look.
you flipped 16 heads.
Okay. That'll do me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to rest up a bit. I'm going to check my laundry, because that's been going the entire time, and you might have heard it. And then I'm gonna come back in a little bit. So, thanks everybody for joining me so far. When we come back, I will make another run on He Who Used to Be Dead, who's known as X-Death. Okay, so thanks everybody for joining me. I'm gonna pause my timer here.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
We'll be back in a little bit.